this one, we have to take a moment now to celebrate the victories. It's not all doom and gloom out there. I've been taking a free class lately on one of those free websites, where you can take free school taught by a university professor, and I've been taking journalism for social change, and it highlights how it's important to write stories that, not puff stories and positive stories just for the sake of being positive, but stories that highlight that there are people out there fighting the injustices and that there are solutions being put forth, and to highlight those solutions. So in that vein, we are going to highlight a solution here with a victory down in Brazil. A judge has suspended the operating license for the Belo Monte Dam in the Brazilian Amazon. In a stunning victory for indigenous rights, Brazilian federal court judge Maria Valente del Carmo suspended the operating license for the Belo Monte hydroelectric dam. The suspension will remain in place until the dam's owner and the Brazilian government complete agreements made with indigenous groups. So this is a huge victory for indigenous people of the Brazilian Amazon, because there's basically been multiple reports, and the company itself and the government itself saying that they had to make sure to work with the indigenous people if they're going to build this huge project known as the Belo Monte Dam. Unfortunately, there's so much money invested in this that it will at one point probably go forth, and the people down there, though, there have been indigenous groups who've said that they will fight these hydroelectric dams to the death. The Munduruku tribe is one of them, and there's many others out there that are trying to keep their nations, their culture, and their way of life alive, and to save the earth. And Belo Monte is definitely a dangerous project. It could displace 20,000 people because they're going to be flooding thousands of acres of Amazon rainforest. The Belo Monte Dam has faced extensive criticism, including calls from Brazil's public federal ministry to recognize that the crime of ethnocide was committed against 7 indigenous groups during the building of the Belo Monte Dam. They have also said that the company behind the dam violated 55 different obligations it previously agreed to honor in an attempt to offset the damage done to indigenous groups, farmers, and fishermen who will lose their homes. And I end this with saying, while we celebrate this victory, we should also recognize that it might be short-lived. The Belo Monte Dam is already completed, and there are literally billions of dollars invested in this project. It is unlikely Brazil's government will simply walk away from it. Unfortunately, the Belo Monte Dam is yet another example of the continued abuse of indigenous communities in the name of progress. So, think about that, celebrate it, and keep fighting.